Are you prepared to answer the toughest technical questions in your next DevOps interview? In this video, we will cover DevOps interview questions and answers, complete practice guide. Prepare for your upcoming DevOps engineer interview with this comprehensive practice set. In this video, we break down 30 high-frequency DevOps interview questions covering CD, containerization with Docker and Kubernetes, infrastructure as code, and monitoring. Subscribe for more career-focused DevOps content, and let's dive into the first question. Which of the following best describes the difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment? Option A. Continuous delivery involves manual approval before production. Continuous deployment is automated to production. Option B. Continuous delivery is for staging. Continuous deployment is for development environments only. Option C. Continuous delivery requires Docker. Continuous deployment requires Kubernetes. Option D. There is no difference. They are interchangeable terms. The correct answer is A. Continuous delivery, CDE, ensures that code is always in a deployable state, but the final release to the production environment requires a manual trigger or approval. In contrast, continuous deployment, CD, automates the entire process so that every change that passes the automated test suite is automatically deployed to production without human intervention. This difference is critical in organizations with strict compliance or regulatory requirements that necessitate manual sign-off. In Docker, what is the primary difference between an image and a container? Option A. An image is a running instance. A container is the blueprint. Option B. An image is a read-only template. A container is a runnable instance of that image. Option C. Containers are permanent. Images are temporary. Option D. Images require a license. Containers are always open source. The correct answer is B. A Docker image is a lightweight, standalone, executable package that includes everything needed to run a piece of software. Code, runtime, libraries. It is immutable and serves as a read-only template. A container is a runtime instance of an image. What the image becomes in memory when actually executed. You can have multiple containers running simultaneously from the same single image. What is the primary purpose of the Terraform TF state file in a Terraform project? Option A. To store the provider's API keys for authentication. Option B. To track the current state of managed infrastructure and map resources to your configuration. Option C. To act as a backup of the source code in case Git fails. Option D. To list all the available modules in the Terraform registry. The correct answer is B. The Terraform TF state file is a JSON file that acts as a source of truth for Terraform. It maps the resources defined in your configuration files to the real-world resources created in the cloud provider. Terraform uses this file to determine what changes are necessary during Terraform plan or Terraform apply by comparing the configuration, the state file, and the actual live environment. Losing this file can lead to orphaned resources that Terraform no longer manages. Which Kubernetes component is responsible for maintaining the desired state of the cluster by reacting to changes, e.g., restarting a failed pod? Option A. Kube AppServer. Option B. etcd. Option C. Kube Controller Manager. Option D. Kube Proxy. The correct answer is C. The Kube Controller Manager is a daemon that embeds the core control loops. Controllers of Kubernetes. Its primary job is to watch the state of the cluster through the API server and make changes to move the current state toward the desired state. For example, the replication controller ensures that the specified number of pod replicas are running. If one crashes, the controller notices the discrepancy and instructs the scheduler to start a new one. Which characteristic of Ansible makes it agentless compared to tools like Chef or Puppet? Option A. It does not require any software to be installed on the control node. Option B. It uses SSH or WinRM to communicate with managed nodes instead of requiring a background daemon on the target. Option C. It only works with cloud-based instances. Option D. It uses XML for configuration instead of YAML. The correct answer is B. Ansible is considered agentless because it doesn't require you to install and manage a client-side agent, a background service, on every target machine. Instead, it pushes modules to the target nodes over standard SSH for Linux, or WinRM for Windows. Once the task is executed, the modules are removed. This simplifies security and reduces the overhead on the managed servers compared to agent-based tools like Chef or Puppet, which require persistent client software. In Prometheus monitoring, what is the Alert Manager used for? Option A. To visualize metrics in a dashboard. Option B. To scrape metrics from targets using HTTP. Option C. To handle alerts sent by client applications and route them to notification services like Slack or email. Option D. To store long-term historical data. The correct answer is C. While Prometheus discovers and fires alerts based on defined rules, it doesn't send notifications directly. The Alert Manager component receives those alerts, deduplicates them, groups them, and routes them to the correct receiver, e.g., PagerDuty, Slack, email. It also handles silencing and inhibition of alerts, e.g., not sending a disk low alert if a node down alert is already active. What happens during a git rebase operation compared to a git merge? Option A. Rebase creates a new commit that combines both branches. Merge deletes the history. Option B. Rebase moves the entire branch to begin on the tip of the master branch. Rewriting history. Merge preserves history. Option C. Rebase is used for deleting branches. Merge is for creating them. Option D. There is no difference. Both commands produce the same commit graph. The correct answer is B. Git merge creates a new merge commit that has two parents, preserving the exact history of when features were developed. Git rebase, however, takes the commits from your feature branch and replays them one by one on top of the latest commit of the target branch. This results in a much cleaner, linear project history without merge commits, but it effectively rewrites history, which can be dangerous on shared public branches. Which AWS service is specifically designed for hosting and managing Docker container images? Option A, EC2. Option B, S3. Option C, ECR. Option D, Lambda. The correct answer is C. Amazon ECR. Elastic Container Registry. is a fully managed Docker container registry that makes it easy for developers to store, manage, and deploy Docker container images. It is highly available and secure, integrated with IAM for access control, and works seamlessly with Amazon ECS, Elastic Container Service, and Amazon EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. What is the primary goal of the shift-left approach in DevOps and DevSecOps? Option A. Moving all operations tasks to the developers. Option B. Performing testing and security checks earlier in the software development lifecycle. Option C. Decreasing the number of developers in a project. Option D. Delaying deployment until the end of the month. The correct answer is B. Shift left refers to the practice of moving tasks, specifically testing, security, and quality assurance, earlier, to the left, in the development timeline, by integrating automated security scans and unit tests at the code commit stage rather than waiting for a staging or production phase. Teams can identify and fix vulnerabilities or bugs much faster and at a lower cost. A team wants to release a new version of their app to only 5% of users to monitor for errors before a full rollout. What strategy is this? Option A. Blue-green deployment. Option B. Rolling update. Option C. Canary deployment. Option D. Recreate strategy. The correct answer is C. A canary deployment is a strategy where you release a new version of the software to a small subset of users, the canaries, before rolling it out to everyone. This allows the team to monitor performance and error rates in a production environment with real traffic. If the canary release shows issues, it can be easily rolled back without affecting the majority of users. In a Jenkins pipeline, what is the purpose of the agent directive? Option A. To define the password for the Jenkins user. Option B. To specify where the pipeline or a specific stage will execute, e.g., on a specific node or container. Option C. To install a plugin automatically. Option D. To send an email notification to the developer. The correct answer is B. The agent directive in a declarative Jenkins pipeline instructs Jenkins on how and where to execute the pipeline. It can be set to run on any available executor, or restricted to a specific label, node, or even a Docker container. This allows for distributed builds where different stages of a pipeline run on environments specifically configured for those tasks. E.g., a stage requiring Java 17 runs on a Java-specific agent. What is the function of the etcd component in a Kubernetes control plane? Option A. It routes traffic to the pods. Option B. It acts as a consistent and highly available key-value store for all cluster data. Option C. It compiles the source code of the application. Option D. It monitors the temperature of the physical server. The correct answer is B. etcd is a distributed, reliable key-value store used by Kubernetes to store all cluster configuration and state information. If you use kubectl pods, the information returned comes from etcd. It is the source of truth for the cluster. Because it is so critical, etcd is typically run in a cluster, usually 3 or 5 nodes, to ensure high availability and data persistence. Which tool is commonly used for managing secrets, API keys, passwords, and protecting sensitive data in a DevOps environment? Option A, Git. Option B, HashiCorp Vault. Option C, Maven. Option D, Nginx. The correct answer is B. HashiCorp Vault is a specialized tool for secrets management. It provides a secure way to store and control access to tokens, passwords, certificates, and encryption keys, unlike storing secrets in environment variables or code, which is insecure. Vault provides dynamic secrets, encryption as a service, and detailed audit logs of who accessed which secret and when. Which Linux command is used to change the owner of a file or directory? Option A, chmod. Option B, chown. Option C, lsl. Option D, psef. The correct answer is B. The chown change owner command is used to change the user and/or group ownership of a file or directory. For example, chown root file.txt makes the root user the owner and root group the group owner. Chmod is often confused with it, but chmod is used to change the permissions, read, write, execute, rather than the ownership itself. What is the idempotency principle in the context of configuration management tools like Ansible? Option A. The tool will always restart the server after every run. Option B. Running the same operation multiple times results in the same final state without side effects. Option C. The code only runs once and then deletes itself. Option D. The tool can only manage one server at a time. The correct answer is B. Idempotency is a core concept in DevOps. It means that an operation can be applied multiple times without changing the result beyond the initial application. In Ansible, if you have a task to ensure a package is installed, running it once installs the package. Running it a second time does nothing because it sees the package is already there. This ensures stability and prevents accidental changes during repeated pipeline runs. In a Docker file, what is the difference between CMD and entry point? Option A. CMD is for building. Entry point is for running. Option B. Entry point sets the main command that is always executed. CMD provides default arguments that can be overridden. Option C. CMD is required. Entry point is optional. Option D. There is no functional difference. The correct answer is B. Entry point defines the executable that will run when the container starts. CMD provides the default arguments for that entry point. If a user provides arguments when running the container, e.g., Docker run my image bin bash, the CMD values are ignored, overridden. But the entry point remains the base command unless specifically overridden with the entry point flag. Use entry point for the fixed intent of the container and CMD for default settings. What is a Kubernetes service used for? Option A. To provide a stable network endpoint, IP DNS. To access a set of pods. Option B. To store the application's source code. Option C. To define the CPU and memory limits of a pod. Option D. To restart pods that have crashed. The correct answer is A. In Kubernetes, pods are ephemeral. They can be destroyed and recreated with different IP addresses. A service is an abstraction that defines a logical set of pods and a policy by which to access them. It provides a stable IP address or DNS name, so other parts of the application, like a front end, can reliably communicate with a backend without needing to track individual pod IP addresses. In the ELK stack, what is the role of Logstash? Option A, to store and index logs. Option B, to visualize logs in a browser. Option C, to collect, parse, and transform logs before sending them to the search engine. Option D, to monitor server CPU usage in real time. The correct answer is C. Logstash is the data processing pipeline of the ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana, stack. It ingests data from multiple sources simultaneously, transforms it, e.g., parsing a complex log string into JSON fields, and then sends it to a stash like Elasticsearch. This centralized processing ensures that logs from different systems are standardized before they are indexed for searching. Which of the following is an open-source automation server commonly used to build CI/CD pipelines? Option A, GitHub. Option B, Jenkins. Option C, Docker Hub. Option D, Kubernetes. The correct answer is B. Jenkins is the most widely used open-source automation server. It allows developers to automate the various stages of the software development lifecycle, including building, testing, and deploying. It has a massive ecosystem of plugins that allow it to integrate with almost any other tool in the DevOps stack, from Git and Docker to AWS and Slack. What is blue-green deployment? Option A, a strategy where users are randomly assigned to different colored themes. Option B, a strategy using two identical production environments to minimize downtime during updates. Option C, a strategy where the server is updated only at midnight. Option D, a strategy for deploying code only on weekends. The correct answer is B. Blue-green deployment involves having two identical production environments. Blue is the current live environment. You deploy the new version of your app to green, the idle environment. Once the green environment is fully tested and ready, you switch the router load balancer to point all traffic to green. If something goes wrong, you can instantly switch back to blue, which still has the old stable version running. In Terraform, what does the command Terraform plan do? Option A, it executes the changes and creates infrastructure. Option B, it shows an execution plan of what Terraform will do to reach the desired state. Option C, it deletes all existing resources. Option D, it installs the Terraform CLI on your computer. The correct answer is B. The Terraform plan command creates an execution plan. It performs a refresh of the state and determines what actions are necessary to achieve the desired state specified in the configuration files. This is a critical safety step, allowing DevOps engineers to review exactly which resources will be created, modified, or destroyed before actually applying the changes with Terraform apply. Which git command is used to temporarily save changes that are not ready to be committed? Option A, git commit. Option B, git push. Option C, git stash. Option D, git checkout. The correct answer is C. The git stash command takes your uncommitted changes, both staged and unstaged, saves them internally, and reverts your working directory to match the head commit. This is incredibly useful when you're in the middle of a task but need to switch branches quickly to fix a bug or pull the latest changes without losing your current progress. What is the primary benefit of using serverless computing, e.g., AWS Lambda? Option A. You don't need to write any code. Option B. You don't have to manage underlying server infrastructure or scaling. Option C. The code runs 100% of the time without stopping. Option D. It is always cheaper than running a virtual machine. The correct answer is B. Serverless computing allows you to run code without provisioning or managing servers. You only provide the code, functions, and the cloud provider handles the infrastructure, OS maintenance, and scaling, automatically starting instances when requests come in. You typically pay only for the compute time you consume, making it highly efficient for event-driven or intermittent workloads. In Kubernetes, what is a pod? Option A. The smallest deployable unit that can contain one or more containers. Option B. A physical server in a data center. Option C. A database storage volume. Option D. A network security group. The correct answer is A. A pod is the smallest and simplest unit in the Kubernetes object model that you create or deploy. It represents a single instance of a running process in your cluster. A pod can contain a single container, most common, or multiple containers that are tightly coupled and need to share resources like network and storage, e.g., a main app container and a logging sidecar container. What is the 3 ways of DevOps as described in the Phoenix project? Option A. Coding, testing, deploying. Option B. Flow, feedback, and continuous learning, experimentation. Option C. AWS, Azure, and GCP. Option D. Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes. The correct answer is B. The 3 ways are the foundational principles of DevOps. The first way, flow, focuses on optimizing the work from development to operations. The second way, feedback, emphasizes creating fast feedback loops from right to left, ops to dev. The third way, learning, is about fostering a culture of experimentation, risk-taking, and learning from failure. Which of the following is a pipeline as code tool integrated directly into GitHub? Option A. Jenkins. Option B. GitHub Actions. Option C. Circle CI. Option D. Bamboo. The correct answer is B. GitHub Actions is a CI/CD platform that allows you to automate your build, test, and deployment pipeline right from GitHub. You define your workflows in YAML files within the GitHub Workflows directory of your repository. This makes it pipeline as code, as the automation logic is version controlled alongside the application code. What is a Docker Compose file used for? Option A. To compile a single Docker image. Option B. To define and run multi-container Docker applications using a single YAML file. Option C. To register a new domain name. Option D. To monitor the temperature of a Docker host. The correct answer is B. Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container applications. With a single Docker compose.yml file, you can configure all your application's services, e.g., a web app, a database, and a cache. Then, with a single command, Docker Compose up, you create and start all the services from your configuration, which is much more efficient than running multiple Docker run commands manually. What is the difference between an SLI, an SLO, and an SLA? Option A. SLI is the actual metric. SLO is the target. SLA is the legal agreement with consequences. Option B. They are all synonyms for uptime. Option C. SLA is for developers. SLO is for managers. SLI is for customers. Option D. SLI stands for Standard License Inventory. The correct answer is A. In Site Reliability Engineering, SRE. 1. SLI, Service Level Indicator, is a specific metric like request latency. 2. SLO, Service Level Objective, is a target value for that indicator. E.g., 99% of requests will have latency less than 200 milliseconds. 3. SLA, Service Level Agreement, is the contract with the customer that defines what happens, usually financial penalties, if the SLO is not met. SLOs are internal goals, while SLAs are external promises. Which of the following describes push vs pull configuration management? Option A. Ansible is push. Server pushes code. Puppet, Chef are typically pull. Agents pull code. Option B. Ansible is pull. Puppet is push. Option C. Push means manually copying files. Pull means using Git. Option D. There is no such concept in DevOps. The correct answer is A. In a push model, like Ansible, a control machine connects to the target servers and pushes the configuration. In a pull model, like Puppet or Chef, an agent is installed on the target server that periodically checks in with a master server and pulls the latest configuration if there's a discrepancy. Push is often easier to set up, while pull is often considered more scalable for massive fleets of thousands of servers. What is SAST, Static Application Security Testing, in a DevOps pipeline? Option A. Testing the application while it is running in production. Option B. Analyzing the source code or binaries for vulnerabilities without executing the program. Option C. Asking a human to look for bugs in the code. Option D. Checking if the server's firewall is turned on. The correct answer is B. SAST is a white box security testing method. It scans the source code or compiled code for known security patterns, vulnerabilities, and coding flaws, like SQL injection or buffer overflows, before the application is even run. By integrating SAST into the C pipeline, teams can catch security issues at the build stage, adhering to the shift-left principle. That concludes our 30-question deep dive into DevOps interview preparation. We hope these detailed explanations help you clarify complex concepts. If you found this helpful, please like the video and comment on which domain you find most challenging. For the full set of practice tests and detailed study guides, check the link in the description below.